Listen, man. T-shirt under that. T-shirt under that.
Okay, call to order the Public Work and Agenda Setting Board meeting for the Leechburg Area School District at 6:19. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call.
Dr. Kudria?
Here.
Mr. Davis?
Here.
Mrs. Knight?
Here.
Mr. Levish?
Here.
Mr. Lovelace? Mr. Maxon?
Here.
Mr. Paulus? Ms. Stewart? Mr. Townsend? Here.
I'll say, Mrs. Stewart is at a daily season on Mr. Paulus is still away out of town on that. Mr. Lovelace is on at the 175-year anniversary meeting.
Okay. An executive session was conducted prior to the public meeting at 5:30, May 21st, 2025, in the Leechburg Superintendent's Office to discuss legal issues, contracts, personnel, and board relations. Okay. Is there any student representatives tonight? Oh, Connor.
Good evening, school board. I do apologize. I have quite a few things to say. The week of Monday, May 5th to Friday, May 9th was Teacher Appreciation Week. Teachers were given gifts of appreciation every day, including notepads with handwritten messages, pens, and cookies. Teacher Appreciation Week was concluded Friday morning with a teacher breakfast in which student council members prepared a breakfast for the teachers in the morning, which fueled them up for the next thing on my list, which is Kings of the Court. Friday, May 9th was Leechburg's annual Kings of the Court tournament. It was a close and intense bracket, but in the end, teachers defeated the seniors in the final round. Monday, May 12th was the official induction of the 2024 to 2025 NHS inductees. It was originally set for an earlier date, but the storm changed those plans for us. A ceremony was held, including the traditional signing of the Leechburg National Honor Society logbook, as well as a candle lighting and flower ceremony. Tomorrow, Thursday, May 21st, is the Leechburg Jazz Band and Taiko concert. The concert begins at 7 p.m. and will begin with Leechburg's Jazz Band, followed by Leechburg's Taiko group, featuring Japanese drumming and performance. The Leechburg Taiko group will also perform this Friday at First Lutheran Church, May 23rd at 7 p.m. The group will be performing an encore of their Thursday night performance. Finally, kickoff to summer will be held Wednesday, June 4th, in which Leechburg students will celebrate the upcoming summer break by participating in several exciting activities, such as sidewalk chalk, cornhole, and the hopeful arrival of the Kona ice truck. That's all I have.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any public comments on agenda items this evening? No? Okay. Excuse me, board committee reports. Ms. Stewart is not here. We have the Lenape monthly report. Mr. Lovett isn't here. I did not attend this meeting. I was away, so we do not have an update on that. Armstrong County Tax Collection Committee report. Dr. Kudria, do you have any update on that? Take that as no. The liaison report, Mr. Paulus is not here.
Excuse me. When do we do this?
We'll do it
For the-
The which,
Oh, okay.
the what
Sorry.
this?
Yeah,
Oh,
I wasn't
yeah,
sure
that
if you
was-
needed to read anything from that
Oh.
for, as maybe part of your Lenape.
Oh, you know what?
I think it's on the voting.
It is.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Okay, moving on. Okay, administrative reports. Dr. Varga?
Good evening. I probably would contend how close it was with the seniors and the Kings of the Court. It was a dominant performance. So just like to have that officially for the record. In the high school, middle school, we're winding down and kind of, hitting the home stretch here. All testing for PSSA's Keystones have been completed. We had our first annual Elite 8 dinner down at National Public House. I appreciate them working with us. And so what that was is the top 8 students in the senior class, and they had the ability to invite a teacher that had influence or an impact on them to have an evening dinner with them. So we had all of our teachers show up with the students. We had Miss Stewart there as a board member as well. So hopefully this is something, a tradition that we can continue on, and certainly the invitation is open to board members as we move forward for those things there. So it was a great night, and I appreciate everybody who was involved in making that a success there. Like I said, the Keystones, we just finished those up today with the makeups. So I'm glad we did it online. I thought that went very well. We had very few technical issues between the tests of both PSSAs and Keystones. So it was a great trial run. We're going to have to go. Everybody's going to be mandated to do online next year. So it was good to get a year under our belt for our students there. So I'm curious to see how that impacts, with scores, if there's any impact on that or not. But I thought overall the kids did a nice job. They were working very hard, and I think overall it was a good success. So it's nice not to have to send booklets back and those types of things. We just had little tickets, so that was good. So. But in the end, that was great. Obviously, we're gearing up for graduation, and those types of things will be coming down and preparing for that night. I already know it's going to be a beautiful sunny night on the football field, so we don't have to worry about doing anything indoors. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, we have senior week events as we close down, and then also the middle school events as well. So overall, I feel like it's been a positive year. We've done a lot of great things. I'm excited and happy to be back and working with a great team. So hopefully we can put a great end to the year and move into the summer. Any questions? Thank you.
Mr. Barker? I didn't see, he's there.
Right. We had a busy month as usual in the information technology department. We are continuing weekly meetings with the Carbon Lehigh Intermediate Unit, who's been helping us with Power School administration, and we're gearing up towards the end of the school year and the rollover of the academic year that's going to happen this summer. So those have been instrumental in conducting the best possible way we can in terms of our use of Power School, which has been great. I recently attended a conference in Hershey at no cost to the district, and brought back some good ideas for the district, one of which is a potential way to save money on our software sales. We can possibly get a discount through the CLIU for a couple things, and happy to learn that we can go with a free version of a service called Magic School, which can help faculty and teachers and even staff with lesson plans and educational opportunities. So we're looking to roll that out to teachers in the coming year. I'm working on a add-on to a security camera system. So we're going to add on about a dozen security cameras, top-of-the-line security cameras, and this is also at no cost to the district because it's through a Pennsylvania grant that had been applied for a while back. we just received about $20,000 worth of networking equipment to replace our switches and infrastructure. 85% of that is paid for through the federal government, through the federal E-rate program. So we're excited that that's going to be one of our many summer projects to get those installed. And finally, working on finalizing our public address system and bell system RFP. The legacy system that we're using currently was installed in 1995, so it's approaching end of life. So we're looking to get a state-of-the-art system there. Next board, I should have a full report on our statistics for the year. I know this year we did our 373rd Chromebook service repair, which is good. I think that's probably a normal amount for a district of this size. So that is my update. Any questions?
Oh, thanks.
Thanks.
Mr. Komar?
Hello, everyone. As Dr. Vario said, we're preparing for the end of the school year. I think it's been a very successful school year. It's been certainly a very fast school year. And May's come upon us pretty quickly. So on the 26th of April, the PTA had their color run. We had a really good turnout, really nice day, really nice event. And then getting into May 14th through the 16th, we had the Science Olympiads. I want to thank Mrs. Cericio and the other staff members for putting a lot of effort into that and making a really nice event for our students. So a nice 3-day event. Also on the 14th, the choirs performed. It was a really nice performance that evening. You know, some of all the students that performed. I want to thank Mrs. Hooks for her years of service and finishing up with a really nice positive show. I really enjoyed it. Also, tomorrow evening, I know Connor, when in his report, had mentioned that Jazz and Tycho are doing a performance. 5th grade band will also be performing. I know with the changeover of band directors, kind of had a lapse and they weren't fully prepared to perform. So they will be performing also tomorrow night as well. So they'll be going on at 7 and then followed by the Jazz and Tycho performances and 5th grade band. Parents are aware of that as well. Then some other stuff we have coming up on the 28th. So next week we'll have an accelerated reader assembly and some awards. We're going to do our field day on the 30th. So definitely looking forward to a nice fun day of activities up at the field. June 2nd will be the 5th grade farewell and also a glow party for all grades. And then kindergarten and pre-K graduations will be on June 4th at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock respectively. Special education, we got 16 IEP meetings scheduled for May and a little piece of June that we have. We're also scheduling early intervention meetings for students that have qualified for some services coming into kindergarten for 25-26. And next week I'll be holding exit meetings with our support students, seniors, just to kind of go through some of the final paperwork that we have to do for that. For MTSS, we'll be wrapping up all our cases. They're all pretty much wrapped up and the paperwork's done. And we're moving into our end of the year closure for that program. Any questions for me?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Is there anyone here from Mets? Okay, they're not here. Okay, business report, Mr. Chaplow.
Good evening, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Jacob Chaplow. I'm the new business manager here. Just started a few weeks ago, getting right to it. So obviously it's our May meeting. We're going to have our proposed final budget on the agenda for voting next. So I'm just going to run through a little bit what we got for our proposed budget. First, we'll get into some revenue changes that we have. Basic ed funding. We have an increase of $29,000 from 24-25 to 25-26. This is all populated by PDE. Obviously, not the increase that we want to see. It's big on the school board, big on administration to try to get good relation with state reps to try to increase the funds that we see on a year-to-year basis. Same with special ed, only a $27,000 increase. Ready to Learn grant. we're going to see $199,000, just under $200,000, and the tax equity supplement of $58,000. We updated property tax relief. So that increased by $101,000 from 24-25. So residents that have homestead will see an additional $61.14 in their homestead for this coming year. Expenditure changes. Obviously, we did our salary and benefit changes, people moving on the scale, and benefit increases. Medical, we're going to be seeing a 19.59% increase. So I have a little snip here of the 200 object, which is all benefits. That includes medical, dental, vision, FICA, PEASers, all those things. I just want to highlight here over a 5-year time of what's been budgeted. So from 21-22 budget, we were at 3.9 million. This coming school year, we're going to be at 5.1. That's a $1.2 million increase. And a vast majority of it is the healthcare. That was one of my biggest concerns right when I stepped in here, is the cost of healthcare in the school district. It's kind of alarming. It's something that us administrators and associations will evaluate moving forward and what's best financially for the school district. Staffing adjustments with retirements, new hires, capital project. We have a $1.8 million project that we have approved to be paid out of our fund balance. That is reflected in the expenditures of this budget. I adjusted out of district placements and cyber charter tuition costs. We have some students who will be graduating from their placements from cyber charters, so they'll be coming off of our expenditures. But we have those contingencies in place that if there is a student placed next school year, we'll have that PD 363 form filled out before November to see what our tuition costs will be for next school year. Could be an increase. It's based off of prior year budgeted numbers. So we have that contingency in place for those types of events. Here's a breakdown of what we have budgeted for revenues for next school year. You can see we're at a total of 15.9 in revenues. The majority of our budget comes from the local and the state level. Federal, as you all know, there's a lot of change going on at that level. Fortunately for our district, we only have $216,000 that come from the federal level. Obviously, there'd be some movement we would have to do if we do lose those funds. From what I've heard, next school year, 25-26, we'll be guaranteed those funds, but after that, it's a big question mark. And from what I've heard as well, Pennsylvania is second on the list for federal funding to be cut because of the amount of federal funding that the state receives. Our budgeted expenditures for 25-26, we're a little upside down, we're a little lopsided, but there's a $1.8 million improvement project in there out of the general fund. So as you can see, we're at 18.6 million in total expenditures. Instruction, $10 million of it. That's a majority of our budget, 54%. Support, 5 million, non-instruction. And as I said, so this 4,000, the facility, that is our improvement project for the boilers, HVAC, all that type of work. The plus for this, with a $1.8 million budgeted expense in the 4,000 category, with the PD 363 form, that is a deduction that can come off. So we're not going to see it in the 25-26 school year, but come the 26-27 school year, when we're calculating our PD 363 form, we're taking our 25-26 budgeted numbers. That will be a great deduction for us to control our tuition costs. Also, budgetary reserve, the contingency, that also is taken out. So another great way to game the system there. Debt service, that's locked in every single year, $1 million.
Mr. Shepherd, you want to just, that number on there goes with our cyber costs and stuff that will help reduce what we're paying to the cyber schools on that.
Thank you for that. So just a little projection here. Obviously, like I said, we're a little upside down, a little lopsided from the looks of it. But if we take out our 1.8, if we reduce our contingencies, if we don't touch those, projected loss at year end is $400,653. This is just a proposed budget. We're pushing through. We have another month to dive into the nitty gritty to see what fat could be taken out, what could be changed to cut into that deficit even more. So, as I said, I'm in my third week here. Things are different within a multi-county school district when it comes to real estate taxes. The way I was used to seeing it and doing it is a lot different. So I kind of want to acknowledge and teach the public what I've learned in my 3 weeks. So when I'm inputting for real estate revenue taxes, I get to control 1, 2, 3, 4 factors that go into this. I'm inputting the approximate tax revenue from real estate taxes. Previously, for several years, it was being put in at $5,075,000. It was just straight line. What I caught is with the increase in homestead, that top number needs to be adjusted. So since the school district is going to receive more money from the state for homestead exclusions, that needs to be put into this top line number here. So obviously our number is going up to $779,000 next year for homestead. So this dictates the change that we have here. With weighted collection percentage, I took a 5-year collection history average between Armstrong County and Westmoreland County. That's the number that you see here. So I wanted this to be equal and fair based off of calculated numbers that I got. Also, one other point that I forgot, I get to put in the assessed values that I get from the counties. So assessed values also get plugged in. I don't get to control the millage rate. I'm just plugging the numbers that PDE allows me. So with what I've calculated so far, the millage that I got produced for next school year is 69.68 mils for Armstrong County, a 1.2% or 1.2 mil increase. And Westmoreland is going to see a 0.3 increase in mils. That is all factoring in, like I said, from the percentage collection. So the better the percentage collection from the county, the better the mill rate will be going forward. And the assessed value also dictates this. So Westmoreland, they have a better collection percentage, but the assessed value preliminary that I got from Westmoreland County ticks down around 200,000. So that's why there's that slight increase from what I believe. I would also like it to be known that with the tax equity that is being provided by the school, that $58,000 is not a reduction in expenditure within my budget. The only thing within my budget of the $58,000 is me recognizing the revenue that we're receiving from the state. Does anybody have any questions on anything I presented?
So the revenue only goes on the Westmoreland side of the 58,000?
It doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Well,
It goes
I
straight
think
to
when
the
you're
school
calculating
district.
it in, like that's.
No, the 58,000 is not calculated here. It's not calculated into any expenditure. The 58,000 is a recognized revenue to the school district, not to Westmoreland County, not to Gilpin, not to Leechburg.
Right.
It's to the school district.
Right.
It's not to anybody right now. So I'm just recognized revenue. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
And I do want to say, Mr. Chaplin jumped in quick. He was in our budget as we dug into that, in the negotiations, in 3 weeks, he's provided within our district has. So I do want to commend his work on that.
Okay, LEA President's Report, Ms. Mondale.
Good evening and happy May. Kindergarten is gearing up for their graduation on June 4th. As Mr. Komar said, their field trip to the Pittsburgh Zoo was a huge success. They had wonderful weather and lots of parent volunteers were able to help out. The first graders visited and toured Creation Nation and were able to make candles for their mothers for Mother's Day. The funds were provided from the Robert E. Nigro Education Fund Advisory Committee and the staff of the Community Foundation of Westmoreland County through a grant. And we just want to send a special shout out to Mrs. Prorock and her students for helping the first graders with that. First graders in science are completing a bridge and tunnel project to replicate how we can help green salamanders migrate. And the lesson and material were all provided to them through Discover Ed. And they created a blueprint and then built a replica using marshmallows and toothpicks and tapes. So that was really fun for them. Fifth grade math class have been working on a board game assignment, working in small groups to design and create original math board games for a culminating activity that will include their math skills and concepts. They will be given a chance to play the other group's games, and everybody is very impressed with their creativity and effort there. Fifth grade and Mrs. Turner also received 25 copies of books that were purchased through a grant that she applied for in October and was awarded in March. They're loving the book so far. And because it was grant money, they were able to purchase the hardback versions of the books. So she's looking forward to using them year after year, so they won't get worn out easily. Third, fourth, and fifth grade all took part in the second DLE Science Olympiad. They worked together and competed for top 10 honors in 10 hands-on STEM activities, including building clay boats to hold the most weight, constructing giant Jenga towers and decks of card houses, using CSI detective skills to figure out which teacher stole the tests from the copier, and a science wheel of fortune. Some of our students' artwork will be submitted for Leechburg's 175th anniversary community art project. That's sponsored by the First Baptist Church, and that artwork will be displayed in June. Sixth grade students are currently using recycled pizza boxes to recreate the artwork of artist Georgia O'Keeffe. The Creation Cafe students went on a community outing to Aldi and shopped for teacher appreciation lunches. They provided charcuterie spread for the teachers. That was pretty phenomenal. Today was the last day of the Honors 12 research project presentations, 19 this year, and they were fabulous. And now the seniors are in the process of completing their senior exit interviews, which are their last grades. Next week starts senior week, as Dr. Vargo mentioned. So they're wrapping up their academic time here and looking forward to some fun things, including a trip to Dave & Buster's. And then you all should have received an email from me today inviting you to graduation on Thursday, June 5th. So we hope to see you there. Any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have personnel. Is there any, I can combine these, right? Can I combine those ones for discussion? On, excuse me, 7.1 through 7.5, do we have any discussions on any of the personnel issues?
I do want to address, and I apologize, there was the item for an extra retirement that was funded. These packets were printed on Friday when Miss Gray rushed to go on vacation this week. So it was submitted as online on our agenda, but we do have retirement of employee 398 that was shared with everybody on there. But it will be 7.4, 7.5 will be the full-time custodian, and
6, okay. You said it's not on the second sheet?
It's not on any of our.
Okay.
I just realized when I looked here, I was actually on for these Fridays.
Yeah.
I was thinking we were done today, but we normally do them. And there'll be one more item for a job description later on that I'll add to.
Yeah, 4.6, okay.
That time, we started every Monday.
What was the number you said?
It would be under personnel,
Or the employee's number?
398.
Okay. I just wanted to write it down. Okay. Any discussion on next is budget and finance? Do we have any more open discussion needed for 8.1 through 8.11? Nobody? Okay, we have field trip request 9.1 through, oh, what's it? 9.1 through 9.3. Do we have any other discussion needed? Okay. We have a couple professional development requests, 10.1 and 10.2. Discussion. Okay, so Dr. Keebler, if you have a superintendent.
Yeah, I just want to start off thanking the team here once again. As you heard earlier, they do a great job of getting through from top to bottom on that. I want to just start off having an exciting announcement that we were able to come to a tentative agreement with our Teachers Association today. We have a 5-year deal that's tentatively in place with roughly 3.25% raise over those 5 years. And I do want to thank the LEA for the considerable healthcare contributions that they've worked with us to get some savings. As Mr. Chaplin talked, our huge cost right now, we have a $450,000 healthcare increase for next year. I think we were able to work together to really try to cut not over our overall costs with that, but our usage costs, which will be a tremendous savings over the years of this contract. As it gets put together, we will bring in the full contract for approval in June with that. But I want to thank Ms. Mondell and all the other teachers, and I think it was a very successful thing for the district and the community. I think it was very fiscally responsible for everybody on that.
Thank you.
On top of that, we started our boiler project, as Mr. Tropoulos started. We have a $1.8 million boiler HVAC project that'll be done this summer. Our boilers have already been started to be ripped out, so I hope it doesn't get cold over the next month. But as that process starts, they'll be running everything. This is the second half that was started 3 years ago. We did the boilers over in the Baker building, as well as all the HVAC was ran. Once the new boilers are up, they'll be connected to the HVAC, which will then allow it to be able to be functional using the thermostats that are on the walls with that. So right now they're running cold with that. I know some teachers, heck, we have no control to change the heat right now. So if it's cold, they got to bring coats. We told the kids that, but hopefully by the end of the summer that will be done. So that project is underway. We're looking at transition. As you see on here, we have a maintenance director hiring with some new custodians. We've had some new ones hired on that. So our small staff has a lot of changeover with that. So we'll be looking in that transition as we move forward with it to go through so that we're good with that. Our sports teams were successful getting into the playoffs. I do want to commend our softball team with the 39th year in a row, which is a Whipple record for making the playoffs. Tremendous accomplishment on that. Unfortunately, they both lost in the first round on that, so we will be looking to build off that coming into next year. Our PCCD grant we got for our safety on there, we were able to place the order for the brand new metal detectors. So both metal detectors over where our entrances are, as well as each one at the elementary and high school, will have new walkthrough metal detectors. We have 2 open gate metal detectors ordered that will come through. They're going to come in, train our security as well as some of the staff with that. We'll be using those up at the football field. They're lightweight. They can move them. They're adjustable. So that really what we're looking for, we don't care if people have keys. And honestly, at a football game, we're not even worried about a vape. It would be any weapons. So we can adjust that so that people don't have to go through all the process. It will be like they have down at Heinz Field walking through there. So I'm excited to add those. And another part of that grant, we ordered 30 new radios, which are ordered or will be coming in. So I think it's a nice upgrade. Those are the original metal detectors that we're using, which are, I think, 15, 16 years old roughly on there. So it was time for an update. So I think that's a nice piece for that. Other than that, we're moving forward with the end of the year. And does anybody have any questions on anything? Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Board-related issues, we have 12.1 and 12.2. Is there any discussion? Okay, do we have any public comment on non-agenda items tonight? No, okay. Okay, we need a motion is needed to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, meeting adjourned at 6:53. Does anybody, excuse me, does anybody need a break? No? Okay.
Nope, I forgot my water. I need a break.
Okay. Sure. Do it.
That's what I just said. He went out the door. Yeah, there's one right there. That's why I didn't explain. Isn't that men's clear down the river? What is it?
Generation Cafe was video together. It was supposed to be on, like I said, it's been a little hectic this week, which is.
Yeah, I don't know how, like, what, with Carly?
There was an email, it was an email I saw.
I don't even know how to get that. There it goes.
I apologize, there was a link that went on, that was maybe Spring wasn't here. It did get attached to the agenda, but it's on our Creation Cafe, so we'll start the next meeting with that video.
I was at the 175th anniversary getting some plan for that, so that's what I'm late. Oh, I would have been here.
A Creation Cafe team member. I have a joke. How does OO say goodbye again in spring? It waves. Get it? I hope you do. And I have a question. Have you ever wondered what goes on in the Creation Cafe when it first might open? Well, to answer your question, right here is a behind the scenes video. From here. Are you ready? No, we're setting up for tomorrow. It must be nice to just have to get out of class. What do you mean? It's a class. I was in the class. You don't believe what we have to learn. When using more. There's also a lot of money, calculations on the change, pricing, ordering, reading the paper more and more. Right, that get it wrong. Two, we use this graph to learn how to write and everything, and it's our and help us calculate it. And the graph would all about or graphing from our reports to choose our best balance and see our returns. Hello guys, I'm back. This is an app called the Square app. And this is what helps us to have a change. Like whenever you're buying something, then with someone's cashier that gets this is what we do. So let's say someone gets a hot pocket in combos, which can be random. And then it tells us like how much they owe. Like, look, combos and hot pockets. And it says that it costs $275. I'm not actually gonna, put anything in there because that was, that's about what we've already done today. But yeah, it's what it is like, and this also helps passing tax too, though, because passing tax is really important. Like, let's say that you get something, right, and then you owe like $2, it tells us what you owe, right, and if you give out the exact amount, then they'll give it a change back, but if you go over the amount, then you get change back. Okay, you're looking at cold break. Actually, 161. 26, revenue 35, option 34. So we think our tax dollar was in the month of March. Yeah. Then we'll come to back and play. Cool drink. Cool drink. Alright, so what about the chocolate drink? You think they're a good seller? Yeah. And Hot Pockets, my combo was said 34. Hello guys, it's me again. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I like to do in the cafe. It's reading and writing. We use reading. I use reading and writing already to make the emails that I like to do. And yes, I like to do emails. And sometimes people give us donations in the cafe. And that's why we often write the thank you cards to them.
If I could just follow up, what a tremendous program, the kids in this program, the teachers that work with that. Anybody walking the hallways that are open in the morning, it's a pretty busy site, and we have kids order stuff, running it back and forth to teachers, so very nice projects that they put together with that, and I look forward to continuing that.
Okay, I call to order the regular board meeting for the Leechburg Area School District at 7:07. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Duvia,
Here.
Mr. Fudel. Here. Mrs. Knight,
Here.
Mr. Levish,
Here.
Mr. Lovelace. Here. Mr. Maxon. Here. Mr. Paulus. Ms. Stewart. Mr. Townsend. Here. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, we have public comment on agenda items. Do we have any this evening? No? Okay. A motion is needed to approve the meeting minutes for the month of April 2025 as submitted.
Second.
Opposed? I'm sorry.
Start again.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the FMLA leave request for employee number 917 as submitted.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the Director of Building and Grounds as submitted, pending successful completion of all required paperwork and clearances. Do I read his name?
Yeah.
For Matt Cericio for the title of Director of Building and Grounds.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A motion is needed to accept the retirement of employee number 71 effective June 30th, 2025.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yes, I have it, yeah. I wrote it down, yeah. A motion is needed to approve the full-time custodian as submitted with a start date of July 1st, 2025, and pending successful completion of all required paperwork and clearances. Jim Kilpatrick, full-time custodian.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion is needed to approve the full-time custodian as submitted with a start date of July 1st, 2025, pending successful completion of all required paperwork and clearances for Carissa Kilpatrick, full-time custodian.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. This is the one that this is the added one. So this is 4.6. Oh, okay, yes.
Can you hear? All right, I'll let it hear by Joe so you can hear.
Is there a date on that? Was there a date on that one? Do I need to read a date?
It's effective June 30th.
June 30th for this one, okay, for that one? Okay. Okay, so we have a motion is needed to accept the retirement of employee number 398 effective June 30th, 2025.
So moved.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the budget transfers for the months of April and May 2025 as submitted.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? A motion is needed to acknowledge receipt of the following financial reports and to ratify and approve the expenditures expressly set forth therein. Capital reserve expenditures, capital reserve revenue, construction fund expenditures, construction fund revenue, food service expenditures, food service revenue, general fund expenditure, general fund revenue, student activity fund monthly report, cash receipts list, treasurer's report, scholarship expenditures, scholarship revenues, and a check details report.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion is needed to approve the 2025-26 local education agency letter of agreement as submitted. Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the 2025-26 Marikey agreement as submitted.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the board secretary to cast the ballots for the approval of the 2025-26 Lenape General Fund budget. This is this blue paper that we have.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Do we, I was gonna say, do we do, before we leave? Okay. Just before we leave? Okay. A motion is needed to approve the 2025-26 Adelphi, how do you say, I don't, what is that?
Adelphi.
Adelphi, okay. Adelphi agreement as submitted.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the 2025-26 PSBA insurance trust agreement as submitted.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the Vision Benefits of America Vision Plan renewal for July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2027 as submitted.
So moved.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the payout of unused vacation days as submitted.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion is needed to approve the Marikey IBHS agreement as submitted.
So moved.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the 2025-26 general fund proposed final budget as submitted. Do I have a second? Second. And we're going to do a roll call vote on this.
We do a discussion or do we
Or-
roll call first?
Or we can have a discussion first if you need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it was explained specifically that there is no specific line in the budget saying that that money goes directly to anybody, correct? It goes to the school district.
I'm saying in my budget,
Right, in this budget.
I'm not doing anything.
No, I'm saying what we're voting on is not saying anything with that.
So a resolution and what PD approved submitted the money to West Lynchburg. All it's in our budget is receiving the revenue on that part of it. It's not a part of the budget, so you can separate it however you want. It's a revenue, it's a separate piece. It's not a line item in our budget that we're putting it there.
And the description that was put on that paper was not something we voted on.
It was, we discussed it openly on that when we did the resolution.
It wasn't on the resolution.
It was openly.
No, I mean, the resolution that you proposed us, it wasn't on there.
No, it was openly discussed of what I was submitting the grant. Everybody in the room was shared with what was being put in the grant.
But it wasn't voted on by us openly that it was going directly to one,
It was discussed.
municipality. but it wasn't voted.
It doesn't, I'll take.
Well, I'm just saying it wasn't voted on, is all I'm
It was
saying.
discussed on the
You're saying yes,
resolution.
it was not voted on.
No, we didn't vote.
Okay, that's all I
Can you
want
do
to
a,
clarify.
yeah.
No, that's not.
Any other discussions? Can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Mr. Fuda?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
No.
Mr. Welch?
Yes.
Mr. Lovelace?
No.
Mr. Mattson?
Yes.
Mr. Pauls, yes. Mrs. Stewart, yes. Dr. Kutrian?
Yes.
Okay. Motion is approved. Motion is needed to approve field trip requests 6.1 through 6.3 as submitted.
Motion?
So moved. Oh, second, sorry. I'm just saying so moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve professional development requests 7.1 and 7.2 retroactive approvals as submitted.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the PARS membership for the 2025-2026 school year as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
In favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion is needed to approve the Director of Buildings and Grounds job description as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public comment on non-agenda items. Do we have any public comment? Okay, the next combined public work session and regular board meeting will be held at the Leechburg High School Library on Wednesday, June 11th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned at 7:20. Motion approved. Oh, yeah, make sure you turn this in.
Oh, thank you.